Have you ever found yourself lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why falling asleep feels harder now than it ever did before? Maybe you toss and turn, check the clock every hour, or wake up feeling more tired than when you first laid down. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. After 60, sleep can start to feel like a battle we never signed up for. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to stay that way. Tonight, I want to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you about something that can truly change your nights and your days for the better. Because getting a good night's sleep after 60 isn't just about feeling rested. It's about protecting your memory, your heart, your energy, and your overall happiness. Sleep is the foundation of living well at any age, and it becomes even more precious as we get older. So today, we're going to talk about 5 simple but powerful tricks that can help you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up each morning feeling genuinely refreshed. These aren't complicated medical routines or expensive treatments. These are easy shifts you can start tonight, things that have helped countless people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond reclaim the peaceful, nourishing sleep they deserve. Let's start with the first simple trick, and it might surprise you because it's not about taking something, it's about letting something go. I'm talking about worry. You see, worry has a sneaky way of creeping into our minds the moment we turn off the lights. During the day, we stay busy enough to distract ourselves. But at night, when it's just us and our thoughts, that little voice starts to whisper, "Did I forget something? What about my health? What if something happens to my family?" These thoughts race around, and suddenly, our body is tense. Our heart is pounding a little faster, and sleep slips further and further away. Here's the trick. Before you even head to bed, take 5 minutes, just 5, to unload your mind. Grab a simple notebook and a pen and do what I call a worry dump. Write down anything on your mind. No need for full sentences or perfect grammar. Just scribble it all out. Your to-do lists, your concerns, even random thoughts that don't make sense. Getting them out of your head and onto paper tells your brain, okay, it's written down, I don't have to carry it to bed with me. It's a small action, but it creates a mental boundary between daytime stress and nighttime peace. Now that you've cleared some space in your mind, let's talk about another trick that works wonders. Setting a sleep schedule and sticking to it like your favorite old habit. You might be thinking, at my age, shouldn't I be able to sleep whenever I want? And sure, that's the beauty of retirement. You don't have to punch a clock anymore. But our bodies still crave rhythm. We were made for it. When you go to bed and wake up at roughly the same times each day, even on weekends, you train your internal clock to expect sleep at a certain time. Imagine you're teaching your body, just like you would a beloved pet. This is when we rest. It doesn't happen overnight, but over a few weeks, your brain and body will start working together again, making it easier to fall asleep naturally without that tossing and turning. Think of it like setting a gentle, reliable beat that your body can dance to every night. Something I love to remind people is that this schedule doesn't have to be rigid or stressful. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. Maybe you decide you'll head to bed around 10 p.m. and aim to be up around 6:30 or 7 a.m. Some days might shift a little, and that's okay. The important thing is keeping the rhythm more days than not, so your body builds trust that rest is coming. While we're building this trust, there's something else that can deeply affect your ability to slip into sleep. and it's probably closer to you right now than you realize. I'm talking about your lighting, especially in the evening hours. In today's world, we're surrounded by screens, televisions, tablets, phones, and these devices give off a kind of light called blue light. Now, during the day, blue light isn't bad at all. It keeps us alert and awake. But at night, it tricks our brains into thinking it's still daytime. Here's the trick. About an hour before you plan to sleep, start dimming your environment. Lower the lights. Turn off the TV or put your devices on night mode. Or better yet, put them away completely. Maybe you turn on a cozy lamp, light a candle, or play some soft music instead. This dim, warm environment sends a powerful signal to your brain. It's time to slow down. It's time to prepare for sleep. I know this might sound almost too simple. How could just dimming the lights make a real difference? But trust me, it's like flipping a natural switch inside you. Over time, your body will start associating that softer light with sleepiness. You'll find yourself yawning without even realizing it, feeling that gentle pull toward rest that so many of us miss when we stare at bright screens until midnight. These first steps, emptying your mind, setting a rhythm, and creating a soft, inviting environment, lay the foundation for truly refreshing sleep, night after night. Now that you've started to clear your mind and create a cozy environment for sleep, let's talk about something else that's just as important, but often overlooked. It's what you do with your body during the day. You see, our bodies were designed to move, not sit still all day. And as we get older, it's easy to slow down without even realizing it. Maybe we don't walk as far, or we spend a little more time in our favorite chair. That's perfectly natural. But it also means we sometimes miss giving our bodies the kind of healthy tiredness they need to fall into deep, restful sleep. Here's a simple but powerful trick. Gentle movement during the day makes for peaceful sleep at night. I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights, unless you want to, of course. I'm talking about easy, joyful movement. A slow walk around the block after breakfast. Some light stretching in the living room while listening to your favorite songs. Even simple chair exercises if you're feeling stiff. Moving your body gets your blood flowing, lifts your mood, and sets your internal clock for better sleep when nighttime comes. It's like giving your body a story to tell at bedtime. Today, I moved, I lived, I breathed deeply. Now it's time to rest. And believe me, your sleep will be deeper and more satisfying when your body has had the chance to gently burn off some of that restless energy. Now, while we're moving through the day, there's something else we need to be mindful of, and it's what we're putting into our bodies, especially as the sun starts to go down. One major culprit that sneaks into a lot of sleep problems is caffeine. Now you might be thinking, I know coffee keeps me awake, but I only drink it in the morning, and that's great. But caffeine can hide in surprising places, in tea, in sodas, even in that little square of chocolate you treat yourself to after dinner. The trick here is to become a gentle detective of your evening habits. Take a look at what you're sipping and nibbling after about 2 or 3 p.m. If there's any caffeine lurking there, even in small amounts, it can stay in your system for hours, keeping your brain just alert enough to stop you from falling into that deep sleep you need. If you love the ritual of a warm drink in the evening, like many of us do, try switching to a soothing herbal tea instead. Chamomile, lemon balm, or lavender teas can be wonderful choices. They not only lack caffeine, but they also send a calming message to your whole body. It's time to slow down. It's time to rest. Even just holding a warm mug in your hands can be a comforting bedtime routine all by itself. And speaking of comfort, there's one more trick that ties everything we've talked about so far together. It's so simple, yet so powerful. Create a bedtime ritual you truly love. Think about it. When we were children, many of us had rituals before sleep. Maybe it was a story, a lullaby, or a goodnight kiss. Those rituals weren't just cute. They were powerful signals to our brains. It's safe now. You can let go. You can rest. As adults, we often forget how much we still need that kind of signal. Life gets busy, even in retirement. We brush our teeth, turn off the lights, and expect our bodies to just instantly power down. But we're not machines. We need time to transition from the noise of the day into the quiet of the night. So, think about what small, gentle things you could do each night to create your own sacred bedtime ritual. Maybe you spend 5 minutes reading something uplifting. Maybe you listen to soft instrumental music or even a short guided meditation. Maybe you simply sit by the window, look at the stars, and say a few words of gratitude for the day. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to feel good to you. When you give yourself this time each evening, you're telling your brain, it's safe to let go now. You've done enough. It's time to rest. And that message, repeated night after night, can work magic on your sleep. Remember, these small changes aren't about perfection. You don't have to get everything right immediately. Maybe some nights you still find yourself tossing and turning, and that's okay. Healing your sleep is a journey, not a race. Every small step you take brings you closer to waking up refreshed, energized, and ready to greet each new day with joy. Now that you've begun to think about creating a bedtime ritual you love, there's another piece of the puzzle we need to look at: your thoughts just before sleep. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, your body ready for rest, but your mind is racing a mile a minute? Maybe you're replaying conversations from earlier in the day. Maybe you're worrying about tomorrow. Or perhaps old memories sneak in, uninvited, and stir up emotions that make it hard to relax. It's one of the most common struggles, especially after 60, when life's experiences, both joyful and painful, accumulate and can crowd our minds at the quietest times. Here's the trick. Don't fight those thoughts. Redirect them. Trying to force yourself to just stop thinking usually backfires. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It just pops back up with even more force. Instead, gently guide your mind to something peaceful, something that feels good to think about. One of the simplest ways to do this is by practicing something called positive recall. As you're lying in bed, take a few minutes to recall 3 good moments from your day. They don't have to be big. Maybe it was the warmth of the sun on your face during your walk, the taste of a sweet strawberry at lunch, or a friendly smile from a neighbor. Reliving these tiny moments of joy tells your brain, life is good. You are safe. It's okay to rest now. Some people find it helpful to add a little breathing exercise to this. No need for anything complicated. Just a slow breath in through your nose, counting to 4. Hold it for a moment, and then breathe out through your mouth, slowly counting to 4 again. It's like rocking your brain gently to sleep. When you pair this peaceful breathing with your positive recall, you create a natural transition from the busy chatter of the day to the calm waters of sleep. And over time, your brain will learn. When we do this, it's time to drift off. Of course, even with all these wonderful tricks, there will be nights when sleep just doesn't come easily. And that's okay too. One of the kindest things you can do for yourself is to let go of the pressure to sleep perfectly every night. Instead of lying there frustrated, thinking, I have to fall asleep right now, remind yourself, rest is good, even if I'm not asleep yet. My body is still getting the healing it needs. You might simply lie quietly, breathing slowly, and enjoying the comfort of your bed. Maybe you listen to soft music, an audiobook, or even nature sounds like ocean waves or a gentle rain. These moments of rest still nourish your body and mind, even if sleep is a little slow to arrive. And here's something beautiful. When you remove the pressure, when you allow rest without demands, sleep often sneaks in naturally, like a cat curling up quietly beside you. Finally, I want to leave you with this thought. You deserve deep, healing sleep, not just because it's healthy, but because you've earned it. After everything you've built, learned, given, and survived in your life, you deserve nights that feel like a warm embrace and mornings that greet you with energy and hope. So tonight, as you prepare for bed, remember, even if yesterday's sleep wasn't perfect, tonight is a fresh chance. With a peaceful mind, a relaxed body, a heart full of gratitude, and a few simple, loving tricks, you can turn your nights into something beautiful again. If this video gave you even one new idea to try tonight, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Share what works for you. You never know who else you might help with your story. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more simple, uplifting tips to help you live your best life after 60. We're building a wonderful community here, and I'd be honored to have you as part of it. Here's to peaceful nights, joyful mornings, and the beautiful journey you're still on. Sleep well. You truly deserve it.